Oh, good morning everybody and welcome to Safari TV. My name's Tara. I'm going to be presenting for you this morning. And this morning we've got Patrick on camera. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to say hello. We don't have a microphone just yet in the back there. But I'm sure he's definitely saying hello. I don't know if you want to try and shout, Patrick.
Good morning!
Hopefully you heard that. And we also have Catherine Final Control this morning. So if anybody would like to send in any questions, then please feel free to email finalcontrol@safari.tv. So you have the quite a large herd of common or plain zebra behind me. And we did count all 13 this morning. So if we have a quick look at those, and we'll be on our way. I'm just going to sneak back into the vehicle so as not to disturb them. You could kind of get away with being right next to the vehicle and blending in with it. So I could get away with just standing there instead of, if I'd have moved out, then I probably would have had all these zebra running away. It's such a beautiful morning this morning. It's definitely a little bit warmer than it was yesterday morning. Got a line of zebra at the back there. I've been watching them sort of graze from one side to the other and then back again. It's been quite interesting to watch. We did have quite a huge impala herd next to them. It looks like they're all moving off that way. You're still able to see them through the bush? Okay. I can see how well those stripes might help them to camouflage. If you see the two zebra feeding right next to each other, it's quite difficult to tell where the zebra's one starts and the other one begins and the other one ends, sort of thing. So it could be that's why they have the stripes, and no one's really too sure. So there are a few theories out there. Some even say recognition for the foals, for the parents. And it kind of works, but then if you go into East Africa where the Grevy's zebra are with the very thin stripes, the stallions hold territories and fight for territory rights and then have females passing through the territories. So the baby wouldn't necessarily meet the father. Obviously with this kind of zebra, the plains or common zebra, they live as a family of one stallion with 4, 5 or 6 mares and their foals. So it will be beneficial for the foal to recognize its father. Let's see if we can move around a little bit more. And for those of you who are joining us the first time this week, hopefully you have noticed a difference in the vehicle. We're not in the old Jigger, we are in the new vehicle. So hopefully you'll notice a difference in the drive. And for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, this is 100% live from the African bush. We are going to be taking you on a game drive out here in Juma Game Reserve. What a wonderful way to start the drive with a dazzle of zebra. I have them all peeking out from behind the dead tree. Now there's another theory about thermoregulating using the stripes The black absorbing quite a bit of heat, the white reflecting, and maybe helping to set up a small current to keep them cooler. Quite possibly. You can see on the inside leg, I don't know if we're able to zoom in, I think it's going to be quite difficult with them walking. But you can notice the chestnut, or the hock, I think it's called the hock, like other horse species have. So it's just quite noticeable this morning, with them being fairly close to us. If there's any question, people watching, if you could just remind me of what that little patch on the inside of the leg. I think it's actually to stop them rubbing against the area. I'm sure someone said to me once that's what the purpose of it was for. Just a bare patch of skin, fairly rough. I think it was called a chestnut. If there is any questions watching, that'd be great if you could remind me on that one. And that's what you call a zebra crossing, eh?
Yeah.
We've got some wildebeest here as well. Let's see if we can go on a little bit. And the stallion bringing up the rear. We've got the Crested Franklin just up ahead of us, giving their dawn chorus this morning. Obviously, just reminding everyone it's their territory. Same with all the other birds in the area.
Graham, come in.
I'd say it's letting everybody know they survived the night, especially during the winter with such cold temperatures. They're just making sure everyone knows they've survived the night and not to move into their territory. Somewhere around 80–90% of birds start calling first thing in the morning to mark their territory. I think what we're going to do this morning is maybe try and head over towards Sandy Patch, towards the Impala Plain area. Hopefully the signal will hold. We're going to drive down Zoe's and see how we do, and see if the cheetahs are still around there. I was talking to some of the guides yesterday, and they were saying that she is moving between Zimbambili and Triple M and moving back towards this side, but she's sort of concentrating in that area, so it might be quite nice to have a look. I'm just hearing. Oh. Okay, I've got a question coming through. Okay, well, welcome aboard this morning, Amanda, from Toronto. And yes, they used to be called Birchall zebra, but I forget how long ago it is now, but people that decide the animal names decided in East Africa the Birchall zebra are different to our Birchall zebra, being the shadow stripe on the rump area. Apparently in East Africa they don't have it. So They've now become the common or the plain zebra, possibly to do with the numbers, and somewhere Central Eastern Africa they have virtual zebra. Obviously the Latin name was Equus or Equus birchii, but they've even changed the Latin name for this zebra to Equus or Equus guacha, and obviously the guacha became extinct. I think it was just around the early 1900s, and that was the brown-bodied with the zebra striping on the legs and up to the rump area. And I remember reading an article, I think they were trying to bring the guacha back at some stage, injecting DNA into a zebra. So I haven't really heard anything since that, so I don't know. I don't think they've been successful, otherwise we would have heard about it, I'm pretty sure. But that was native to or endemic to South Africa. I just heard a squirrel shouting. I'm just gonna have a quick look, but we're gonna, as I say, I'm gonna head down towards Zoe's Road. Okay. There's squirrels shouting from the tree at the back there, I think. Just gonna have a quick. I wonder if there's a snake around. I can hear a squirrel just calling somewhere towards the back there, and the squirrel's calling, it does mean there's some predator, whether it be a snake or whether it be a leopard or anything along those lines around. Maybe even a predatory bird. Certainly not happy about something. I wonder if it is a snake, because we're not really seeing anything small moving around here. Can you see which tree it's in, Pat? Is it
It's in my red tree there.
this one? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it with my eyes, but maybe with the camera I can't.
Yeah, let me see if I can drive it closer to that tree. See if we can find ourselves a boomslang. Oh, there it is. And the other one's in the... This one stopped. There's another one. Where is it? Actually, no, I can't hear it in here now. I think it must be a snake, because I can't see anything moving around on the ground. Can you see it?
No.
Oh, there it is. It's just sitting on the branch. And you can see its tail just flicking. And it's looking down towards the termite mound. Let's see if we can move forward a little bit more. Certainly looking down. There we go. Should be able to see it quite nicely there.
Come out of the difficult.
Oh. Is that better? Come on, little one, what are you not happy about? So we may see the odd snake this time of year, but they are becoming more and more scarce as winter pulls in. What is it? It's looking down in the ground, on the ground here. But there's some francolin moving around, and they don't seem to be too bothered. You can see the tail flicking on the squirrel. That's also a sign that it's agitated. If it's territorial, they tend to pull their tail up and over the head and sort of flick it over the head. And obviously up there with its vantage point and good eyesight. It might just be at the wrong angle to see what it's looking at. I'm just going to try and pull forward a little bit more and just see if we can get in the right line of fire for it. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, let's have a couple of questions while we're looking. Good morning, Chad. Welcome on board this morning. And you're asking, can you tame or ride a zebra? I know in the past it has been tried, and I have seen a few pictures of people. I think it was in Wales. There was a guy that had a zebra and rode down to his local pub on it. I keep meaning to try and find out. I remember reading about I think it was a British king that had a pet zebra that he used to ride. But I have heard that to ride a zebra, the kidneys are a little bit too high on the back, so it can damage them, and that the back obviously isn't used to having someone ride it, so it's not as strong as a horse's back. They also have been used to pull carriages. And they can be tamed to a certain degree, so I've been told, but I've known people that have hand-reared zebra, and they've said that they can turn aggressive quite easily, and they can become quite a handful. I'm just going to leave the area. Unfortunately, I can't see what it is that the squirrel's chirping at. Maybe we should take quarantine and just see if there is anything moving at the back there. What do you think? Yeah, that's also true. Now we'll carry on through to Zoe's. Patrick's also just reminded me that if there was something bigger, then the impala may have picked up on it, especially with the squirrel shouting. So I was going to see if we could maybe have a look around quarantine, see if there was anything there. So yeah, it is possible, chat, but it doesn't happen very often. And also, they are fairly difficult to domesticate. I think they do have quite an aggressive attitude sometimes. Certainly, the zoo I used to work at with the Hardman's Mountain zebra, which is quite a large zebra. They tended to be quite aggressive. You had to be very careful when working with them. But the common or the plains that we had was quite docile in comparison. I think they probably would be the better type of zebra to try and domesticate. And if anybody does fancy having a look or trying to look up the king or queen, I can't remember where I read it now, and I can't remember which. I'm pretty sure it was a king that had it. I can't quite remember where I read it, and it's been bugging me. Some people were trying the other day actually to try and find it as well. So thanks for your question, Chad. And as I said, I'm hoping to find some either leopard or cheetah or elephant or something like that this morning. So I hope you stick around and see if we are successful. Okay, another question. Welcome on board this morning, Elle. I hope you're well. You're one of the SAST sisters. So, welcome on board this fine morning. And you'd just like to know if there's been any update on Karula and the boys, on any of the other reserves, and has anybody seen them recently? Unfortunately, I've not heard anything for the last few days. We had in Duna 2 nights ago, around Zoe's Road here, fairly close to the old hyena den. And that was the last time we saw in Duna. And I think at the sort of late on or early on this week, we had Mishu climbing the tree to catch the tree squirrel. But the last few days I've not heard anything. Did you hear anything last night, Patrick? From Karula and the boys? Oh, okay, yeah, that was in Duna the night before. Okay, yeah, I was just asking Patrick because he was also on drive last night, and he's saying there's not been any update on them for a few days. And the last time one of the boys was seen was in Duna a couple of nights ago. There's also some tracks along here apparently. I've just got tracks here now actually going north. Have some tracks. Looking fairly fresh actually. Decisions now. Maybe we should actually do a bit of a loop around quarantine. Maybe. But I didn't see where these tracks, I didn't see where these tracks went off because I've just picked them up now, and I don't know if they moved over on, because it's very difficult to see that side of the tracks. They can just here. They're quite fresh. Well, I say quite fresh, probably from last night. Yeah, quite possibly, hey? I think we'll continue down to Impala, and then maybe come up Philemon's Cut Line, up through Quarantine, and then up through Lego Shortcut, and maybe just see if there's anything there. So there's not been much in the way of large animals here in the last few days. Myself and Mark had the elephant, the rhino a couple of days ago, a couple of buffalo, and yesterday it was quite quiet actually. It's amazing how varied it can be. And Patrick, how well did you do yesterday on your Rangers race? Did you get 13? 13. Yeah. Just saying you didn't see anything big. I think the largest you saw was a giraffe, eh? Yeah. So tonight it's going to be Jared's leg of the Ranger race. It's going to be going out at 3 normal time. And myself, I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. So I'll keep my ear to the ground, Al, on the radio, and just see if anybody bumps into them this morning. Definitely want to just have a quick look along Impala Plains and say hopefully the signal will hold. But it's just judging by what the guides were saying yesterday, it might just be worth just checking it out. And it sounds like it's just us out here this morning. The other vehicles have gone elsewhere on the property. Graham Cook's out this morning. And so I'm going to see if he's going to try and do an interview with me next week, hopefully for a fireside chat. So I'll definitely be getting back to you guys on that one. And just obviously just... Oh, okay. Sorry, looks like the brace has just come off the aerial, so I'm just going to climb out and just help Patrick quickly. Don't go away. I thought I missed a branch. Oh.
Outside, you see a couple times missing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's got any yet.
Camping still Lalapan, yeah, east of shooting range, close by Gary Main. Just put the slash on the road. Thanks, Andrew. I'll join you. I'm coming from Chitakatlan area. Thanks, but yeah, I don't think I won't stay with them, but I will focus that on the road.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. We just had to secure the antenna at the back there. One of the straps just came off. I think one of the cable ties just came a bit loose. Baboons, and apparently the troop has increased to 17 now, which is quite nice. So it'd be quite nice just to find out all the politics that's been going on with the baboons. So I'll certainly try and get back to you, and I'm hoping Graham will be able to join us for that, because obviously he does work as a guide, so he may have guests that day. So if he's not able to do it, we'll certainly try and do it later on. Okay, so we're coming up to the junction, taking us through to Impala Plains. Looks like a honey badger's been around here. Fairly recently as well. Aha. Thank you very... Oh. Awesome. Thank you very much to Mary. Just confirming that little patch of skin, horny skin on the legs of the zebra is called a chestnut. And where the hog came in, I think it's one of the joints on the leg. It's a distant dark memory of long time ago. I remember someone talking about chestnuts and hops on horses. As I say, we're not going to spend too long around Impala Plains, and as I say, we'll see how well the signal holds for us. So as I say, it's certainly worth having a quick check. You never know, we might be lucky with those cheetah. Keep your fingers crossed. It's such a beautiful morning this morning. And remember guys, this is 100% live. So as we are driving and looking for animals, it's happening real time. And that's what the beauty is. We don't edit anything out, we don't put anything in. It is as it is. I'm just going to have a quick listen to the radio.
Morning, Abel. It's call. Don't have an update on that cool Gary that's been around the very little Gary side. Maybe crossed into William.
I have located just east of shooting range, Gary Main. It's closer to the far blade, Lala Palm,
Talking about quite a large herd of buffalo. Someone was saying about 800 yesterday to the east of here. Yeah. And it sounds like White Cross and her son are also just east of here, about a kilometre away from our boundary. So you never know, White Cross and her son might make an appearance later on this afternoon if they continue on their course. Obviously this is where Mark found or had the cheetah, and they were making a kill just in front of us. Thought we might be pushing our luck. As I say, it's worth a try. They may have just been lying. You never know. And obviously, with it just being us out here this morning, now we need to cover all bases. Okay, so just heading back towards Jack's Road, and then we'll head on to Cook Line. Cook Line. Oh, crack screen. Oh. Okay. Looks like we just lost you for a second there. So we're heading back towards Rebecca's Road. And then, as I say, we'll head up north and just see if we can get any more of the leopard tracks, because I think if there are any more on the road, I may have driven over them. We'll suddenly go back up towards Voyatala access, but I just want to drive a little bit on quarantine to see if there's any tracks that side, because he may have gone north and then cut across to go to the dam. I don't know if anybody watching the dam cam last night may have seen any movement around there. I say earlier on in the week, just sort of going back to Elle's question, Patrick and Jared were out, and Patrick, he said that he thought that he heard the leopards calling for mating. Is that right? Yeah, saying yeah, that's right. So we don't know if it has happened. Oh, it was Graham, was it? Oh, okay, because I know Graham was wondering. Okay, apparently Henry found the tracks, and there was one set from the female. Yeah. Okay. Well, Henry found the tracks, one obviously the female, one male, and as they were walking, she was lying, or one was lying down. So that's what made them think that they may have been mating. Whereabouts was that, Patrick? Was that Central Road? Okay, so just at the junction with Nyala North and South. So it might be worth us just checking that area as well this morning. Can't hear it.
Yes.
Ah, there, I can see over the way. I just saw movement. Okay, we're just hearing the kudu barking and she's looking back over her shoulder. Yeah, we've got a lot of alarm calling here. Well heard, Patrick. Yeah, this is where Induna was. Oh, we're close there, so let's go down there rather than through the bush there. Can you still hear them, Patrick? So it certainly sounded like there was someone in this dip here as well. Just with the kudu, it's quite a loud bark. I could see the female kudu quite off in the distance there, and she was looking over her shoulder towards this way. Unfortunately, the sun's not in a very good position. I'm driving a little bit quicker just to try and catch up to whatever it might be that set them off.
back. They're looking that way, right?
Sorry? Are they looking this way now?
They're looking towards the Road side.
They're looking this. Oh yes, I can see them now. Zoe's Road. So we can turn in here. Okay, can you point me in the right? You got it?
This is leopard, yeah.
Where?
Just go to where the children is good enough. Just left. Compared to where the buildings are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's running towards the people.
Well done, Patrick. Good eyesight, dude. Oops. Okay, yeah. There goes the white tail. As long as you can keep a lookout, Patrick. Okay, through here. Can you still see him? Oh, there.
It's running towards.
Yeah, sorry, can you see it?
No, not now.
We've got quite a big dip going on in front of us.
Trying to go around that.
Still hearing the kudu barking in front of us. So there's one that just ran to the left, to the right. There's a big ditch in front of us. Can you see any way around that? Sorry? It looks a little bit. She might be alright here. This angle is just going to be a little bit too much. This doesn't look as steep here. Ah, there we go. Around, can you still hear them? No? Reckon through there. Unfortunately, folks, what's happening is the back is catching. Which way did you see that way? Going back. Okay, let's try that then. So she's even trying to just angle the vehicle slightly. It wasn't seeming to help. That dip was about here. So I can maybe try and go in here. Do you reckon we're a bit far over now? Keep going further.
No, to the right there.
Through here. We've just seen, or we just heard kudu barking, and Patrick did see a leopard. We were just, unfortunately, there was just too big a dip to try and get the vehicle through, catching the back end. Oh, there's the kudu up ahead. And so, unfortunately, going off-road, you've got to be careful of branches. There goes a diker. What do you reckon, left or right? Oh, I'm going left now. Unfortunately, with the sun being so low, it's quite difficult to see too clearly what's going on up ahead. Let's see if we can hear anything. Ah, so close. When you saw him, Patrick, which direction was he moving? Was he moving this way?
No, it was like the kudu was standing at that side of the branch side, and it was like running towards the kudu.
Yeah,
And the kudu just,
because the kudus ran up here.
and the other one ran off the other way.
Oh, over that way. I'm not
So
hearing
what I would
barking.
suggest, we just go down towards the Pisakai, so we could have carried
Yeah.
on down towards the old Pisakai.
Could well have done. Okay. Just trying to get some feedback from Patrick, because we thought that he would have made his way this side, because the kudu also ran this side, but he may have turned around and gone. I don't think he was successful with the kudu. We're not hearing anything more, and with the diker running. Just there. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so we're going to try and head back down towards the hyena den. Just see if we can't pick up the leopard from there, otherwise I'll try and see if I can drive around the other side. Anything on that side, is there? Sorry? Okay, welcome aboard everybody, and to everybody that's coming on for a game drive for the first time. My name's Tara, and we're currently trying to look for a leopard that Patrick spotted further into the bush this side, and Patrick's on camera with me this morning with Catherine in final control. So if there's any questions you'd like to ask, please feel free to email us at finalcontrol@safari.tv, and we'll be able to answer your questions live, because this game drive is happening 100% live. You're seeing it in real time, and you're actually watching a proper game drive from South Africa. I'm really hoping that we're going to be able to bump into this leopard here. We haven't seen leopard too much recently. But as I say, it's quite deep bush, and where we were trying to cut through, where we saw the leopard to begin with, it was on the other side of a fairly deep ditch. Unfortunately, as I was trying to turn the vehicle, we weren't quite able to cross it. Okay, we have a question coming through. You're asking what bird when I was saying it was marking territory, and that was the crested francolin, the ground birds we see quite a lot on the road. Come on, little one, we'd love to see you. Just gonna switch off and see if we can hear anything. Now this is as far as I've driven on this road. How far does this road go around? Does it just go around the den?
No, it just goes just back to the
Okay. Okay, well maybe.
Come back a bit.
Oh, actually, what direction is the kudu looking in?
Good. So he on the left.
What direction can you see the kudu looking in?
Just walking.
Oh, is it walking now?
Yeah, I think it was in one right now.
Walking that way.
Walking that way. Oh yeah, I can see. I don't know if we're going to be able to see the kudu. It's now quite far back in the bush. Sorry? The francolins. I can't hear them. That way. I wonder if it's worth driving down the rest of Zoe's then.
This road then.
Okay, we'll see if we can try that and just see. Let's say there's quite a big drainage ditch here, so it's quite difficult to try and drive in that side. No, so I don't know if we we might have another flat tire. This is at the old hyena den. I think someone was asking, have we been down to the hyena den recently? Okay, Kath, you're breaking up quite a bit. Okay. I take it this is the end of the road, eh? Aha, I can hear you now. No. Okay, can you hear the question? I can't hear it. Okay, we do have a question coming through. Unfortunately, it's a bit difficult to hear, so we're going to see if we can hear it on the main road. Okay, so we're going to continue down Zoe's and just see if that leopard has gone that side. If it was going well, that's where it would either Zoe's or may go further south. See over the difficult bits now. So I'm sorry folks if it looks a little bit faster than normal. I just want to try and get around the other side and just see if we can't catch up with this leopard. I'm not sure if Patrick was able to ID it. I think it was just a quick glimpse. I knew there was a reason for coming down here. I've been trying to listen to my feelings a lot more recently. Somebody was saying come and check this area this morning, and that's obviously why. Aha, okay. Let's see if we can give the question another go. Okay, Robert, welcome aboard this morning, Robert. And you're asking about any hyena dens. So we've just driven past the old one in the area. And are there any more in the area? There certainly are, but no one seems to know, or no one's found the new den spot for the hyenas in the area at the moment. I'd love to take you to it, and if I knew where it was, I'd certainly take you to it. So I'm quite keen to see the baby hyena. We know Floppy here definitely looked pregnant one of the last times we saw her, and when I saw her the other day she didn't look half as pregnant as she did, so I think she must have given birth. So it would be nice to try and find the hyena den, but unfortunately until we actually are able to follow the hyenas back, it's going to be very difficult to really try and locate it without spending quite a lot of time on foot. So if the rangers go out walking with the guests and they come across it, we probably will let everybody know about it. I'm just going to see what's been happening here. Not that much. Looks like there's the kudu. looking a little bit more, still looking a bit skittish. The kudu here on the left as well. Yeah, we're just looking behind them now. Got quite a large cow just moving on the left, and the rest of the herd behind her. Remember, they're a fairly small herd, around 5 or 6 animals. They've got, looks like, about an 18 months old. Male who's just walking through, should be coming into the frame at some stage. You can just about see the ears above the horns above the ears. Beautiful antelope, definitely one of my favourites. And remember, they do differ from the Nyala, the colour especially, the size slightly larger, more of a grey colour. You do get some brown individuals, more of a grey rather than a very chestnut brown colour, like in the Nyala. And you shouldn't really see as many Nyala as you do. As Nyala tend to be a lot more solitary by nature. You may get a female with lamb and maybe another female with her lamb. Occasionally larger herds, but that tends to be more sort of around campsites that I've seen that, rather than right out in the bush. Try and check Philemon's cut line, do that whole block as much as we can. Okay, Catherine, I don't know if you're trying to send a message through. Drive down Philemon's cut line now. See if we hit that left. Oh, in this morning. Okay, welcome back everybody. Looks like we had a bit of signal breakup there on Zoe's Road. Okay, I've got some old, very old rhino tracks here. said what you saw, Patrick, the leopard walking on, a said that he was walking towards sort of on this angle. Yeah. Okay, I have a couple of questions coming through. Good morning, Kathy. Welcome on board. And you'd just like to know, why do they call white cloth white cloth? And apparently it's an area in Mala Mala that she used to hold a territory. So she got her name from. And her son at the moment, who's roughly around the same age as Mishu and Nduna, who was born just a little bit later than they did in December 2008. And I think he's yet to be named. Still waiting for somebody to name him. And apparently that privilege goes generally to the person that found them. And the person that found them is allowed to name them, as far as I understand, as long as it's a year after they were found. The reason being the mortality is so high that they don't bother naming them until, at least they've kind of proven themselves that they might be able to survive. But I think, there's the kudu again. Straight through there, I don't know if we're going to be able to see them too nicely. So we'll continue on this way and then up towards Quarantine. See if we can get any more tracks there. Sure, it'd be nice to have been able to catch up with him for sure. And so unfortunately with that terrain, you have to take it so carefully, because there's hidden dongas and sickle bush and rocks and things. So you have to be very careful with that type of terrain when you're following an animal. And quite often you sort of get so involved in trying to keep up with the animal, rangers will hit obstacles, and let's say it's quite nice if you do have a tracker, because then at least they can guide you through the obstacles. Okay, we've got another question coming through. Thank you very much, Michael, and again welcome aboard the new vehicle this morning. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride. It certainly feels a lot smoother. I wonder if you guys can actually see a difference. And here's the kudu. I'm just going to have a quick listen on the radio because they're talking about something. Still talking about the buffalo just off to the east there. And sorry, where was I? Oh, on the question. Sorry, I get a bit sidetracked. I'm just having a look at what the animals are looking at. And the Hana ram just next to us, looking down the road there. Looking a little bit skittish. if he's seen something down the road. And he'd just like to know, Michael, do I know about tigers being released in South Africa? And am I going to go and try and work there? I have heard about it. I think I forget where it is now. It could be in Mpumalanga, but I know there's one reserve where they've got tigers as part of a conservation program. I'm not too sure. I haven't actually found out exactly what they're doing with them. I think they're in quite a large area rather than it being in a zoo. They're in quite a large area, and I think they're trying to teach them how to hunt and everything. As I say, it's quite intriguing because obviously tigers aren't found naturally here in Africa. They're only found in Asia, and granted it's very, very varied habitats, and you have different tigers sort of being able to cope with different extremes in temperature. You've got on the one hand the smallest tiger that's now living. It used to be the Java tiger, and that died out around the 1950s or 1960s and 70s, somewhere around that era. And that was just a little bit smaller than the Sumatran tiger. And that weighs in roughly for a male about 150 kilos. And we've got that one that lives in the very dense jungle.
We have met moving around the block. Okay, copy. I will just try. I'm on Kayamans now. I was just checking for that Galangon, so it will come out.
I didn't know about this one.
All the way down.
The stations, I had a brief glimpse of one Ingwe clambering southeast from Rebecca's Road and trying to Landella.
Thank you, Tara. I think they got another Ingwe close by the Nyari, camping Nyari, east of shooting range somewhere. Yeah, but I'm far. I'm on Pepper Soup. I will slowly heading down back to where.
Copy that, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
It's white cloth that he's talking about again, more towards the east. How's that tyre doing? So yeah, sorry Michael, I'm getting sidetracked again. So yeah, as I say, you've got this small tiger that lives in the jungle, eats monkeys and... Oh, does the fire break go that way? It goes straight. Oh, okay. And then on the other hand, you've got the Amur tiger, who lives in the Amur Valley in Russia, also known as the Siberian tiger. And they are weighing in roughly around 300 kilos. And they eat quite large animals, large prey, elk, wild boar. They're a very, very different diet to the Sumatran tiger. So I'm not too sure what type of tiger they're trying to conserve. Because obviously you've got the Bengal tiger from India, the Indo-Chinese tiger. Further south in Asia, Bali and the Javan tiger are extinct now. South China tiger, I think, is pretty much on its way out. If not, it's already extinct. And the Caspian tiger is also extinct, and that was found more towards the northwest of Asia. And from my last time I heard, I think it was about 4,000 tigers left in the whole world, and about 2,000 of those being Bengal or Indian tigers. So as I say, the tiger subspecies are very varied. And as I say, they live in different habitats, they eat different things. So it'd be quite interesting to know which type of tiger they have brought over here. I haven't really seen much about it. But for the time being, as I say, I'm quite happy driving around Djuma Game Reserve in South Africa and actually learning more about the leopards and the lions here, and obviously other animals as well, but I'm very much a cat person. And maybe one day I'll actually have a chance to go out to Asia and try and do something similar in Asia. That would be absolutely fantastic. I think there was another question coming through. Okay, morning Luke. And you're asking what's the largest tree on our reserve. And I think there's probably quite a few contenders. I think the jackalberry is certainly one of the larger trees that I've seen here. The leadwood also, and obviously leadwood being quite a long-lived tree. The baobabs, I think, are further north and into Kruger from where we are. And they also can get quite large around the middle. Marula trees also pretty large trees. We've got one up ahead of us. So those three I definitely have seen. Torchwood, I've not actually seen a torchwood. I'm not too familiar with it. I just know the name. What would you say torchwood be about the same sort of size as the Marula trees? Are they a bit bigger?
They're bigger, yeah.
Do they get, okay, apparently they get bigger. Would you say that's the largest in this area?
I'll say
the jackalberry. Yeah, Patrick's also saying a jackalberry as well. Certainly does look like a honey badger or something was moving around here last night. Guess I've got some tracks further that side. Oh, come on, leopard. You know you're around here somewhere. I'll just have a quick look on quarantine. See if it's come out this side. Station on Weaver's Nest Park. That's a negative. Lost visual quite a while ago. I've been trying to relocate since, and there's looters so far around Fleeman's Cook Line, quarantine, but it certainly looked like it was pampering this way.
Okay, something out you, I'm sure things are not them, and the coming back with that net, I think you should cut the dollar for share a pen.
Copy that. Love, I can join you.
So people jumping on top of the dog, going back to crowd them, but it's not easy to come here, it's going down to the next day.
Copy that, thank you. Well, I think we'll come back along this road. Apparently there's some elephants a bit further down. So we'll see if we can catch up with the elephants and then maybe come back this way. So I'm just wondering if that leopard is going to lie up somewhere now. It's starting to become quite warm. So we're starting to see if we can drive around that area again. Apparently the elephants are just down by the road linking Chelapan to Weaver's Nest. Let's see if we can quickly catch up with them there. So again, if there's anyone joining us, you're wondering what on earth is going on, you're watching a live game drive from here in Juma Game Reserve. We traversed about 1,000 hectares within the Juma Game Reserve, which is inside or part of the Sabi Sand Game Reserve, and that's about 65,000 hectares. And we are about to the southwest of Kruger, and there's no fences between Sabi Sands and Kruger. So the animals can and do move quite freely between us and Kruger. So it's quite interesting. You can get quite large herds of buffalo, elephant, and even new lions moving around the area. And again, I've been talking to some of the guides about the coalition of 5 young males, the lions that came through about 2 months ago now. And they are confirming they have come from Kruger, and no one still seems to know what their name is. But they seem to be setting up a territory in Mala Mala. So it'll be quite interesting to see if they're going to give the Mapoko males a run for their money. Apparently they are quite an interesting coalition. And the Mapoko male lions have also got quite a bad reputation, but apparently these boys are worse. They're roughly around 3, 4, 5 years old, so they're starting to be coming into their prime. But their manes are very, very short, which is why I put them at roughly around 3 or 4 years old. We have a question coming through. Okay, good morning to you, Liz. Welcome on board this morning. And you're asking, do we ever get afraid that a predator animal is going to jump out of the bush and try and attack us? Oh, we got the, there we go. I thought I saw one just there as well. And Liz, it's not really anything to worry about because they do get used to seeing these vehicles fairly often. Those that don't like it tend to move away. And there's some more up here, so we'll see if we can get a nice view of them. There's quite a young one just through here as well. And the only reason why they would attack is if you try and get too close to them, and they might not like that. So as long as I wonder if we've got that young bull with the 1 ton. So I just heard him. I'm just going to go a little bit further around and just see if there's any more on the road in front of us. There's the herder right here. A station with the Ian Glove on Weaver's Nest. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the whole herd are moving through, so it's probably best if we do stay this side. So as I say, you see there's quite a lot of vehicles that move around, and as long as you respect the animals, there's no reason for them to try and attack. But when I say if you get too close to them, they may attack. 9 times out of 10 they'll actually just move away from the vehicles. They actually don't want to get involved in a fight. And the reason being, there's enough food for them available that they don't really need to make an effort. I wonder if this little one's going to come out. You want to come and say hello, little one? It's the same little boy, I think. Can you see through there or not? Not at all. Okay. If you can just tell me when you can see them nicely. So I was just wondering if he's going to come out. So I think if you've been watching the Safari TV Diaries, this little chap was early on. Here he comes. And he's got one tusk on his right, and he's kind of making a funny noise. It sounds like he's almost got an obstruction in his trunk, and he kind of, when he tries to trumpet, it sounds like he's blowing his nose. Hey, little one. Okay, just those of you who are trying to follow us on the map, we tried to go down Chelapan Road, but we found that it was better just to stay on Weaver's Nest. So we're actually on Weaver's Nest. We've turned around, and we're pointing towards quarantine at the moment. Another elephant coming up behind this little boy. For those of you who are just joining us, my name's Tara. I've got 2 young bull elephants sparring at the moment. This is brilliant. You just have to obviously be careful, because if they get too involved they might forget that we're here and they might bump into the vehicle. Totally by accident, not meaning anything by it. It looks like this other bull's slightly older, it looks slightly bigger. Looks a bit more boisterous. I'm just hoping that they might just come out onto the road in front of us. They're roughly about 3, 4, yeah, maybe about 4 or 5 meters away from us. Now there has been a couple of elephants without tusks, or one tusk remaining, and apparently there may be something genetical about it, especially with the ones that only grow or don't grow any tusks. And apparently there are a few elephants like that in Kruger. And there was one herd that came through from Kruger. We know it because the cow had a collar around her, and obviously there's one female with one tusk missing and a female without any tusks, so it's quite a distinctive group. And I'd say this is probably about the 4th elephant I've seen without a tusk, probably the second one looking like it was never there, because sometimes you do get tusks that have broken off or worn down quite dramatically, but it doesn't look like this one ever grew. And whether it was something genetic as well, like them growing no tusks, because remember they're incisors, so it's just like our front teeth in our jaw. I'm just wondering if occasionally it might be a dental problem that causes it to fall out, quite possibly. Like I say, with these things it's quite difficult to say, but I don't think this one ever had it. This way?
Yeah.
Now move forward a little bit. Sorry?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah? Okay, I'm just going to move forward a little bit. So when it's a good shot for you? Okay, just here. Now, just going back to your question, Liz, about the predator species jumping out at you. Obviously, you've got to be careful of these large herbivores as well. Obviously, you're looking at, for a fully grown elephant, you're looking at 4, 5, 6 tons. And again, this is where it's important to read the behaviour. Now, you can see here we're fairly close to these elephants, but you can see we started off quite far away from them, and the young bull started walking up to us. So it's up to them to come to us. But if I was to try and get too close, and especially to begin with, it might upset them. You need to observe what their behaviour is like. The fact that we've got the bull feeding his back towards us, he's not too phased. Now we've got the other young bull coming in, probably about 2 meters away, and he's just having a look around. He should be coming into view any moment now. There you go, you can see his trunk lifting up, smelling us. You can see he's not too bothered about us. Now you're going to prove me wrong, hey? Hey, little one? I'm not too sure, hey? Wow, what a view, hey? Hey, little one. Have we got something funny that smells? Hmm? We've got something that smells. Hmm? What you doing? Hey? Sure. What? Now obviously when the boys become a lot more mature, they need to start asserting their authority, start to become more dominant. And obviously that goes hand in hand with them becoming mature and being in must, and that's when the testosterone levels are increased for mating. Looks like he was just stretching his leg. I don't know if you got that behind.
No, I do.
Looks like he was actually stretching his leg there. But as I was saying, it was up to them to come to us. And with the ears out, he's just practicing the threatening display. But you can see the two boys might just start sparring now. So they're just like teenagers, trying to assert their authority. But again, if you let them sort of try and take over, then if you back down too early, then you may end up with a bull who tries to push everybody around when he's older and much bigger. That's why we kind of just stood our ground.
Okay.
But
on the southern side of them.
He was very inquisitive, holding his trunk up.
Yeah, affirmative. Just keep coming down.
Just gonna move. Alright, little boys. There's another game viewer coming up behind us, so I'm just trying to move off the road for them. So they're gonna go through there. As I say, it is all to do with respect, and that's why I was just talking to him. And he was just being inquisitive. Good morning, how are you? Stations, 2 stations with the Schlambiv and Blob on Weaver's Nest Road. And again, you've got to always just keep a watch on the behaviour. There's always a potential for something to happen. You've always got to keep that in the back of your mind, that these animals are wild and the circumstances change constantly. And as I say, it's not just predators you've got to be careful about coming towards the vehicle. But as I say, it's not really going to be an aggressive or something or some reason for them to eat you. But as I say, these large herbivores can also do damage if you don't respect them. And even those young boys then, if they wanted to, they could have done something. But as I say, the pure fact that there was mutual respect, and they were just inquisitive, there was no reason for them to attack us, and also they're not in us, so their aggression level won't be as heightened as what it would be for other males in must. You want to go forward a bit? Okay, I was just hoping to see if these guys might just come out. Let's see if we can move forward. So I'm just keeping a check on these boys, just making sure that they are still happy. Cool. Okay, I've got some questions, so I'm just going to move forward so that hopefully we get to see the elephants moving in front of us again. I'm just going to park here for now. There we go.